mum to two wonderful and very cheeky children. They are adopted. I'm co-organiser of this campaign with Ewan, with Craig, could you take a photo? And of course with Claire Solomons, our lead organiser. Thank you for joining us on this first ever protest march of adoptive and kinship families and their cheerleaders. You are proof that unity is strength, that community is strength. We're very pleased to welcome to this protest our voice in Parliament, Munira Wilson MP. Before I hand over to her to say a few words, some things to remember, please pay attention. This is a peaceful protest. Please be kind. Please stay on the pavements and listen to the stewards. They are here to support this march and our adoptive and kinship parents and carers, friends and family and supporters of our cause. The march will end back here at this point, where the petition of, as of 2 minutes ago, more than 14,000 signatures will be delivered to number 10 to demand the reinstatement of the Adoption Special Guardianship Support Fund. It's a mouthful, isn't it? And that real consultation with us and the sector is undertaken before any changes are made. And finally, most important of all, make noise, chant our rallying cry, fund now or pay later. Let's raise our voices to speak truth to power. Come on! Thank you, everyone. And now, please welcome the Honourable Member for Twickenham, Lib Dem MP, Munira Wilson.
Thank you, Steph. It's going to be hard not to get choked up looking out at all of you. So can I first of all thank Claire for doing this amazing job of getting you all together and getting you down to London to make your voices heard. Thank you to all of you for making the trip here and making this effort. You are all heroes in your own right because you're doing something amazing. You're giving vulnerable children who've had the toughest of tough starts in life a second chance. So I want to thank you first of all for that job that you do every single day, which can often feel like a thankless task. I know from many carers, kinship carers and adoptive parents I've spoken to. So thank you. And so thank you that on top of that, you are having to organise, you are having to shout, you are having to march to make your voices heard. And I'm honoured to be asked to join you today. Just last week, I was at Purple Elephant. I know there's somebody here from Purple Elephant. It's a small charity in Twickenham, just on the border of my constituency, that works with children and families, particularly those who've been through trauma. And speaking to the CEO there and speaking to one of the adoptive mum there, I'm afraid I couldn't quite hold it together when I was there, but I know the impact that charities like Purple Elephant and other providers up and down the country are having on vulnerable children, the children that many of you have adopted, the ones that many of you are looking after as kinship carers. Because charities like that and all of you are committed to giving those children a second chance, walking alongside them. You're committed to giving them love. You're committed to giving them security and support as they try and rebuild and start afresh. But unfortunately, our government doesn't seem to have that same commitment. And I know there'll be people here of all party political persuasions and none. I wish this weren't a political issue, but sadly it has become one. Because the proposed cuts to the Adoption and Special Guardianship Support Fund is going to undermine the very purpose of the fund, the purpose of it, which is to help children process the trauma they've been through, to heal, to build trusted relationships. It is going to break that continuity and consistency those children so desperately need. And so I challenged last week Bridget Phillipson, and I'm going to say it again. Just last year, she said there can be no goal more important and more urgent than extending opportunities to our most vulnerable children. We all agree with that, so we all say, Bridget, Keir, reverse these cuts now. Our job today is to speak truth to power, as Claire said and as Steph has said, to make the Department for Education and make the Treasury think again. In the grand scheme of things, this is a tiny amount of money. I know that we face huge financial challenges as a country. I get that. But this is tiny, and it is so short-sighted. The invest to save argument for the Adoption and Special Guardianship Support Fund is one of the strongest invest to save arguments for any government spending you will ever come across. We need to make them rediscover their moral compass and reverse these cuts. And I need you, all of you, I know you're all busy and you're all overstretched, but I need you, your friends, your family, your acquaintances to keep pushing and keep pressing and make this a national story and keep putting pressure on the government. And I want you to know that you're not alone. I, and certainly my Liberal Democrat colleagues, and to be fair, there are colleagues on the other parties' benches, both in Labour's own benches and in the Conservatives, who are fighting to make sure these cuts are reversed. And we need your help, so keep emailing your MPs, keep making a noise, keep taking your stories to the press where you are able to share them. I know it's often difficult, because we need people to sit up and listen. And we know the government will only make a U-turn when that pressure becomes intolerable. So please keep going and know that you are not alone. Thank you for all you're doing, and we will keep walking and fighting with you. Let's go, make a noise now.